Hi everyone, welcome to More Movement, and today another great stretching session using the stick. In the video description down below, you'll find a link to the same stick I'm using here. We're gonna use it to stretch our whole body, upper and lower. So let's get started. Our first move for today is the chest opener. With your feet wide apart, hold the stick in front of you with your hands also wide open. Send the arms up and over the head and back. Try to get that nice opening through the front of the body. Inhale as you send your arms up and back. Exhale as you release it back down in front of you. Gradually trying to bring the stick further back and down. Notice how I'm opening my hands a little bit wider to allow that range of motion. So be mindful as you bring the stick back behind you. Maybe you want to hold it with your hands wider apart. Also allowing your elbows to slightly bend. Let's do one more. Inhale, reaching up and back. And exhale as you bring it back in front. Now, the next 4 times we do it, we bend the elbows as we lower the stick down and behind. So you want to draw the shoulders down, lift your breastbones up, and then release it forward. Inhale, send your arms up and back, bend your elbows. One more time. And now rest the stick behind your back, rotating from side to side, torso twist, feet flat on the floor, allowing your chest and hips to move from side to side. And now allowing your heels to go off, pivoting on the back foot, rotating your whole body. Breathe, exhale. Feel that nice rotation through the whole body from the bottom going up. And back to center. Moving on to the hip hinge. Lower the stick down so it's behind the lower back. And we hinge forward at the hips. Flat back, neutral spine. You may want to bend your knees a little bit, especially if your hamstrings are very tight. Hinging at the hips, nice long spine, neutral. I'm going to show it in a profile so you can see better. So your back is just like a tabletop, parallel to the floor and going back up. Just moving from the hips. This is a good one for your hip joint mobility. I like to do this one before my strength training for the lower body. This whole stretching stick routine can actually be a great warm-up for any strength training, especially for the lower body. And now we do the same hip hinge with the stick along the spine. This will be your feedback to make sure your spine is aligned correctly. So there are 3 points of contact with the stick, which are the back of your head, the back of your ribs, and the back of your pelvis, your sacrum bone. As you hinge forward, you want to maintain those 3 points of contact against the stick. Take your time, again making sure it's the back of your head, the back of your ribs, and the back of your pelvis touching the stick. You can switch hands just for the brain, for the comfort. Notice that I'm holding the stick in the areas where there is a gap, where the stick is not touching my body. So it's the lumbar curve area and above the head or below. And one more. And now place the stick in front of your body. Arms long forward for the cat-cow stretch. So your body is parallel to the floor, your knees are bent. You want to flex your spine, nice C curve, and lengthen out. Breathe out as you flex your spine. Inhale as you lengthen out and open. Scoop the belly in and reach out. One more. And I will do a nice variation here as we climb one hand on top of the other and then do the cat-cow. And then the bottom arm goes up and do once the cat-cow. And again, bottom arm stepping up. And step the bottom arm. We do it all the way up till we get to the top of the stick. So there's a lot of stretch here for your lat muscles, for your back. Allowing your chest to sink between the arms. Really lean against the stick. And once you get all the way to the top, roll yourself all the way up. And moving on to the next one. I call this one the Spiderman. Turn out your feet and go down to a sumo squat. Stick in front of you for support, and just shift your body weight from side to side. Bend one leg, shifting over. Try to keep your hips low. Adding a side bend. So now we move the stick from side to side as we bend over with the torso. Exhale, move from side to side, reaching your arms long out. And now we're adding circles, moving side, going up and around. So start with one direction, going all the way around and up. Long arms reaching forward. And reverse it. Reaching out and around. Lower your hips. One more. Reaching long arms out and around, all the way up, and moving on to the next one, the warrior stretch. Place the stick again behind your back, lower back, turn out your left foot, and keep the right parallel. Just bend your left knee, lower your hips down, and back up. Just bending and straightening your knee. Maintain an upright position. Open up the chest. Adding a side bend. Stay down. Bend over to the side. Bring the stick down to the floor in front to your ankle. Back to center and up. You can also bring the stick behind you, behind the leg. You might find it more comfortable, especially if your hip is tight. This one requires some stability work. Use your core to stabilize. You can also use a chair to your side for support if you're feeling too wobbly. And now we stay down, decide whether to place the stick in front or behind, and just take a moment here, holding that nice stretch, opening to the hips and chest. Breathe. Long arms, holding the stick, leaning on it. And then straighten the front leg. Still opening through the hips and chest. Looking up. And then turn your head, looking down. Bend your left knee. Use your core now. Back to center and up. Turn in your left foot, parallel. Turn out your right foot. Let's do the other side. Bend your right knee, going down with the hips and up. Hold the stick with your arms wide open, all the way out to the edges of the stick. And we stay down. Bend over, bring the stick either in front or behind. Back to center and up. Again, this one requires some stability work, so if you feel very wobbly and unstable, use a chair or something you can lean on to your right side. Let's do 2 more. Down with the hips, bend over. Try to stay frontal, shoulders, hips facing forward. And then stay over to the side with the stick either in front or behind. And just stay there, lean, open your arms, your chest, breathe. You can turn your head, look up, and turn your head, looking down. Straighten the front leg, your right knee. Open the chest, your hips. Again, you can turn the head, look up. And looking down. Bend your right knee. Back to center, parallel, and up. Shake your legs, release. Moving on to the next and last for today, the hamstring stretch. Feet staggered, right goes in front. Use the stick here just for support. Rock yourself back and forth, flexing, pointing your feet. Now stay back on your left foot, flexing your right. And bend your left knee, hinge at the hips, feel the stretch in your hamstrings and calf muscles. And we just shift back and forth, bend your knee, and straighten the knee. Hold the stretch. And roll yourself up. And let's do the other side. Again, same thing, just start with rocking back and forth. So now it's your left leg forward. Flex your front leg, point the back leg. And we stay back on the right leg. Hinging forward at the hips, lift your toes up to your shin. Feel the stretch going from your hamstrings down to your calves. And shift your body weight back and forth. Toes down to bend your knee and lift your toes up to straighten the knee. Hold the stretch. And roll yourself up. Shake your legs. And that is it, guys. We are done for today. Thanks again so much for joining me for another great stretching session using the stick. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.